All right, welcome to another episode of Political Gurus. Coming out of Richmond, not even Richmond, the beer's gotten to me. Coming out of DC, Mustafa Janadu, and in Lagos, we have Kunle Williams. How you doing, Kunle?
I'm doing fine and dandy, ready to rumble and humble
Yeah,
in the jungle.
and we've got
Thanks for having me.
Diet. Okay, so let's get started. Straight to our favorite politician, my favorite politician anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene has had several death threats over the past 3 years. She's a very controversial figure. And now in the light of the Charlie Kirk death, in which there's a lot of rumors that it might be Israel or some other people who disagree with some of his policies and changes of mind when it comes to Israel, um, she's now saying that if anything happens to her, if she gets killed, people should know she's not suicidal. And she said that you should go after whatever government or individuals are after her. We all know that that's a mention of Israel, and she's probably talking about her strong stance against Israel. We don't know who killed Charlie Kirk, but we do know that there's a lot of rumors, and also from people in the CIA, ex-CIA people who are not just conspiracy theorists, but there's a lot of mumbling that we don't have proof, but it might. Notice I said it might, not that it is, be the case that Charlie Kirk got killed because of his changing stance on Israel. When we don't have proof, so we're not saying that's the case, but we're saying that right now in America, there's a lot of fear surrounding anything that's said against Israel. There have been stories of Netanyahu putting bugs in Boris Johnson's toilet when he went to his house, and there are also rumors that Netanyahu and these guys have a lot of dirt on Trump, which brings us to the other Marjorie Taylor thing on Epstein files. So it's clear that American AIPAC and the Israel lobby has put fear in our hearts. Whether or not we have proof they killed anybody has put fear in our hearts. But Marjorie Taylor Greene is not afraid of death. She's been threatened to death. She's had somebody who was just put in jail a couple of weeks ago for threatening to bomb her. So she's not afraid of death. And she's saying something that we all know. Fuck with Israel at your own peril. It could cause you death. And that's why she's saying, if something happens to me, check out these governments. Now, Ted Cruz, who's the number one fan of Israel, says she's lost her mind and Israel has nothing to do with it. The funny thing is that she never mentioned Israel. She said foreign governments. But the main point of our story today is once again coming from the right wing. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson is the only group of people in America right now who are standing up and saying America first, not Israel first. America first, not Israel first. Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene, as an astute politician, is calling for a release of the Epstein files so that America can see it. She's not, and Trump is keeping quiet about this because he's scared of her. And if he says too much, we'll say, thou dost protest too much. Why are you protesting the release of the Epstein file if you know your name is not there? So those two things, she's pushing for the Epstein files. She's pushing for the end of the war in Gaza. She said that Israel is committing genocide against these people. She said that Palestinian kids can come to America to get their limbs replaced. All of this makes her an enemy of the establishment, the Democrats and the Republicans. And once again, I'm going to say that Marjorie Taylor Greene, whether you agree with her on her domestic policy, as a right-wing person, at least in theory, she's correct when she says put America first and not all of these foreign entities. She's been saying this for months. And I think she's just basically, if anything happens to her, we all know who did it. What are your thoughts, Kunle?
Well, first of all, I mean, like I've said about Marjorie Taylor Greene in the past, I don't care whether she's right wing, far right, racist, I don't care. All about is that this woman is not being sponsored by a foreign lobby. So that makes her America first. Trump in a dilemma because a large, big old chunk of that America first does not like what's going on in Israel. Most of the people probably on the streets are not right wing. I don't know, but they're not. I won't call them right wing. The physical protest is protesting the war. However, the Democrats and the Republicans in Congress are both party, which is why we always clash when we discuss them, because I believe I am above Democrats and Republican politics right now because they're both by AIPAC, and anything that comes out of the mouth of any of these politicians to me is just false, disingenuous nonsense because I can't unsee that both parties supported this genocide. So Taylor Greene, is a shining light for the right. I don't know the numbers of people that are ready to protest Gaza, as in numbers of individuals on the right that are ready to protest Gaza. I am 100% sure that most of the physical protesters on the streets of America are left. No. So there is a general movement in two different
they won't
ways
protest. Let me tell you what the
from
MAGA
the
is going
left
to do.
and the right. Sorry,
Let me tell you what
I
MAGA
don't
is going
really
to do.
care. Okay. Well, I don't really mind. What matters for me, it seems like when it comes to the right, yeah, their politicians are weak, but their politicians are getting strong in opposition. But as to the people backing them, I'm not sure. Whereas on the left, the politicians are weak, but the people are strong in their opposition. But both sides, I'm saying one side doing better than the other. What
Let me
I'm
tell you
interested
something.
in is both
Politics.
sides
Let me tell you something.
removing themselves from that scourge,
Let me tell
both
you
of them,
something.
because you need
Politics in
two
America,
parties for
on
democracy.
the left, on the left, they only vote on identity in America. The left people are continually voting these guys in. They're not against American imperialism. Leftists in America aren't against it. They're not complaining about sending money to help Ukraine. They're not complaining about that. They're not complaining about the tons of money we send to cause wars in Uganda and in Congo. They're not even complaining too much about the bombing in Israel. Yeah, you do have kids who are protesting, but most of these kids who are protesting, they're still anti-Russian, still believe we should be spending money in Ukraine. They're not true socialists. What they should be doing right now, if you're a leftist, you're supposed to say get rid of this capitalist system in which there's no representation for the average man. Number two, fix our inner cities where black people live because they're human and they are Americans. Second of all, shut this country down until Israel stops. Where they're not doing that. So for me, the left is useless. Now on the right, here's what the right is going to do. Charlie Kirk was the reason that Trump got elected because he mobilized the youths to put Trump through the primaries and then into the presidency. So that's why they had to kill him, because if they didn't kill him now, what Charlie Kirk is going to do and what Candace Owens is going to do and what Tucker Carlson is going to do is they're going to rally the youths in America to only vote in the next primaries for a Republican who meets their standards. So they're not going to go the route of shutting the country down. They're going to be like, we want our tax money not spent anymore. So we're not going to vote for anybody who's Republican who doesn't do what we tell them to do. That's going to be the movement from the right. They're not going to vote in JD Vance. They're not going to vote in Trump. What they will do is they'll find their own candidate. That's why they're dangerous, because the millennials in the Republican Party are anti-war, not because they are against war, but because they know that they're very smart. The millennials are smart and they're economically savvy, and they realize that the only way going forward for America is to stop spending on everything, on education, on universities, but also on war and Israel. So what they'll do is they will now control the Republican Party, and they will determine who will be the candidate. And that candidate, if they touch any AIPAC money, these people won't vote for them in the elections, and they'll lose to the Democrats. Do you see what I'm saying, Kunle? That's why they have to kill Kirk.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think the best way that I can give you the way that I see American politics of left and the right is WWF. Yeah, good guys and
We're
that's
not
how
going
I
down that.
see left and
Let me
right
tell you why we're
wing
not going down that
politics in
aisle.
America right now.
Let me tell you why we're not going down that aisle. We know that's true, but you have to say Marjorie Taylor Greene and the MAGA movement is not WWF, and that's what I'm saying. They have
No,
power.
I'm not, I understand. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh
That's
yeah, I
that's not
don't
what I'm
believe you
saying. Is
because
that
I'm going
I'm
down
saying
that
the
line.
whole. No. You're not following what I'm saying. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not part of that system, but there are Democrats and they're like Mendani and there are other people that are not following that system. They are all common people that are not following that system. What I'm talking about is the system from which Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the outside, which we've already discussed
Yeah, but no
before.
longer on the outside, Kool-Aid. This is the point I'm making. No longer on the outside. That's why they killed Charlie Kirk, because it's no longer on the outside. It's becoming a threat to their system now. It's actually becoming young, and not on the left. The left doesn't have
It's
people.
Israel killed Charlie Kirk. I don't think it's a left or right person. It's Israel
No,
that
no,
is
no, no, no.
responsible for
Let me
that
tell you
person.
who killed Charlie Kirk. It was AIPAC, and AIPAC is American politics. It's the
Yeah, when
Democrats
I
and
say APAC, is the same thing as Israel. We're saying the
yeah, no,
same
no,
thing.
no.
I
What
agree.
AIPAC really is the banking system. I always say Israel is part of there too. But what I'm trying to say is that the Democrats and the Republicans and the are both part of the AIPAC system. You don't even have to mention Israel. They work for money. But what I'm saying is that MAGA is a grassroots movement, which is a threat to that political order. And MAGA put in Trump. That's why Trump got in, because Trump said he was anti-war. He said he would end the Ukraine war. He said he would end the genocide in Israel. That's why he was voted in. So it goes to show you now that the political power in America is no longer the Democratic or the Republican Party. It's the conservative right. That's what I'm trying to say. What are your thoughts, Saeed?
Yeah. So on this Ms. Greene issue with Ted Cruz, I think, to me, I think I'm taking it as she playing politics, because my own opinion about this Epstein case file is...
Hold on. Marjorie Taylor Greene has had more than 10 death threats in the 3 years. Is that politics, or is that her really caring about her life? Answer that question.
Yeah, of course. They try to...
You're talking about politics is bullshit. Her life has been threatened. They just put somebody in jail now for saying he was going to bomb her and come to her house and kill her. So
the reason why I said that is because of the Epstein case file. There's a reason why I said that, and that's the reason why I said that. Is because Trump has come out to say there is no file, or there is no Epstein file. If anybody has this Epstein file, like the way Mrs. Greene is portraying it now, like if she has that evidence that there is a file, that the Epstein file, they should release it. I did back and forth about Epstein files. No, like it's taking too long. So I don't believe if it's real or not.
Epstein hung himself in jail. This is before Trump. He hung himself in jail. He has a list. Somebody killed him in jail. Second of all, when Trump was
what you say is conspiracy theory.
No, you're not going to cut in front of me.
You don't have evidence for what you're saying.
You're not going to cut in front of me. Saeed, you're not going to cut in front of me. Before Trump became president, he said they should release the Epstein file. Now he's saying there's no Epstein file. He's a goddamn liar. What do you think?
Yeah, so definitely somebody is lying. That's what I'm saying.
Saeed, you're contradicting yourself. You're saying that, Trump says there's none. There are Epstein files. Trump said bring it. Now that he's in office, we all know that the Democrats and the Republicans don't want to release that file because they're all implicated. They're just saying on TV, release it, don't release it. There is a file. What are your thoughts, Kunle?
So definitely that means Trump is lying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like somebody has to be lying.
Of course he's lying.
There's a file of that nature. They should release it. That's what I'm in support of them releasing it. If there is a file. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Trump, do you think this guy hung himself? Come on. Somebody killed him. They don't have camera. They don't have camera. They said there's no camera. They said there's no footage of him in the jail. They erased the killing. They killed him because he knows something. Go ahead, Kunle. Yeah.
Of course. I believe that too. I believe that too.
Yeah. I believe, I know there's no proof, so I can.
Yeah, we don't have proof.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying too. There's no proof. We are just guessing.
He did not kill himself, so I believe he did not kill himself. That's part one. But more importantly, it's not about whether he killed himself or not. It's about what is in those files and who those people are. Now, those people that are in those files, if you've noticed, the people that are pushing for it, I don't know, but I've seen some people in Congress that are also questioning why it's not being released. It's good. Those people that are really pushing to get it released, there's stuff they don't know. Now, I don't know how many of those congressmen, I mean, because if what's confusing me, this is confusing me about American politics right now. The Epstein files, right? Now, I know Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the outside and she wants to see it released. I know Tucker Carlson and Candace want it to be released. Now, there are US congressmen who are supported by AIPAC, who also have been talking, where they've been questioning Patel, like they also, and Democrats on both sides, like they also want it to be released. Now, I don't know why they would be pushing for that, whether the AIPAC people haven't put a word in their ear that they're pushing a little too hard, should take it back, or whether the AIPAC people want to do that in order to maintain the pressure on Trump that the sort of Damocles is hanging over his head. If he doesn't do what Netanyahu says, he'll release the Epstein files, or maybe he won't if you do what I say. So that also could explain why you can see even AIPAC people playing that blackmail game with Trump and other powerful people within power to keep them in line at this critical juncture in Israel's history.
Yeah. So here's what I believe is going on. I believe that neither party really wants it to be released, but the party that's not in power will say, you see, he doesn't want to release it. He's dishonest. Now, when they get in power, they'll say, don't release it, because they know that it implicates both of them. But Netanyahu doesn't belong to either party, so he can just release it no matter what. So if Netanyahu has this type of thing, he'll just release it without the help of Congress and Senate. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah. And not only that, once it's released, that's it. AIPAC's power is gone. Their leverage is gone. Once they release it, their leverage is gone.
They've already lost. Look at the news. Israel is now the pariah of the world. It's only a matter of time. They've already lost.
They've already lost.
Yeah, I mean, the world is starting boycotting.
A couple of weeks ago, you were supporting Israel. Now you're changing.
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make too. That a lot of supporters they have back then, like some months ago, they don't have it anymore because they've taken too long to solve the issue or the fight they are having with Hamas. And so right now you can't
fighting Hamas. They're just slaughtering civilians. They're not fighting.
Exactly. So
how many pictures have you seen?
How many
times have you seen on the video of people exchanging gunfire? You've not seen it.
Yeah,
all you see
with the kind of
firepower,
Israel has. Everybody believe that a month or two is okay for you to find whoever you want to find or for you to rely. So now
you watch any war videos from Vietnam, World War II or anything.
It's something else now.
You see soldiers shooting at each other. Even in Ukraine, you'll see videos of soldiers shooting at each other. You're not seeing that in Gaza because that's not what's happening. They're just launching strikes at civilians because they can't. The area that they're trying to fight, there's no camera people there because that's just Hamas and the Israeli army getting in and getting their asses handed over to them. And since they can't take Hamas out, they're having to kill their civilians.
So let's move on. So I think we can agree on several things. Marjorie Taylor Greene and the MAGA movement is not happy with Trump because they're a grassroots movement, which is not based on it's not based on the ideology of just money and putting AIPAC or any other entity, Ukraine or any other entity, George Soros or any individual. It's supposed to be put America first. Now, if you're on the left, a true leftist, you'll say, okay, we don't agree with MAGA's vision of America. But we do know that MAGA and Marjorie Taylor Greene, whatever their vision of America is, they have America's best interest at heart. Maybe that means having slaves. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? But it definitely doesn't mean hiding documents about our politicians being pedophiles. Okay. It definitely doesn't mean helping Israel kill children and then not spending money for healthcare. Do you know that in Israel, all these people, even the settlers, they have free healthcare, they have free dentists, they have free university, everything. Guess who pays for it, Kunle?
American taxpayer.
American tax money. But our own children don't go to university. That is absurd. That is absurd. Every American should be picking up a machine gun right now and saying, what the fuck? Do you get my point? So our government is paying for healthcare, but when I have cancer, I have to die because I don't have money. But since I've been working all my life, you've been taking my money to help people who have cancer in Israel and also help people bomb and kill Palestinian children. Nah, we can't play that.